All right. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Thank you for accommodating me with the new training time. I don't know if this will be new going forward. I wanted to try it this week, but we may do it going forward. That is my intention. But I do want to take into account we do have some people on the West Coast, sort of the Midwest or different time zones. So if it is, super inconvenient, please just message me. I'm not saying I'll change it. I'm trying to kind of be consistent with Saturday, but you can message me directly, not on this chat, but either text me on Telegram or call my phone or email me or whatever. So let's get started. We have a great training prepared. Appreciate all you guys. Appreciate you guys having your videos on and showing up on time. I also did something new. I guess I was allowed to remove my password on Zoom this morning, but you have to be an authenticated user on Zoom. So you can't just go to the Zoom website and type in the Zoom ID and password. You actually have to log in, I guess, have an account or download the app or whatever and log in that way. So maybe, we got some, we may have lost some participants because of that. So you may want to reach out to them. I'm actually going to reach out to them. A couple of people right now that I see that are not on. Give me 1 second. All right, so let's get started in training. A lot of the things that we talk about, obviously, they transcend the business, right? They're not just they're not just lessons in running your business. I remember one of my mentors that taught me investments a long time ago. He was the wholesaler for American funds. His name was Andy Wilson. His son went to my college and high school. His son was a couple years younger than me. He was 2 years younger than me. He went to my high school. He also went to college with me at Virginia Tech. And his son was a phenom soccer player. I mean, really, really good. He was a freshman that started on varsity. And he was really, phenomenal. And I remember going to his son's house for, just to hang out. And, they had a pool. They lived in Great Falls. He was a rich kid. He always had, one-on-one training with the best soccer trainers. And he was just a stud. In college, he just didn't do well academically. And he got on academic probation and was, I guess, he failed out of college. And his consolation prize, where most people have to go home and work, he got to backpack through Europe, right? And later on, I met this guy at American Funds, and his name was Andy Wilson. And he was like, "Oh, where'd you go to high school?" I said, "Herndon." He said, "Where'd you go to college?" I said, "Virginia Tech." He said, "Oh, my son did too." And he said, told me his kids' names, and I was like, "Oh, your son, I know him." And then I put two and two together. Oh, you're Kevin's rich parents, right? And he kind of took me under his wing and taught me a lot about business and investments. And he built a securities business that he sold a multi-million-dollar business that he sold. And he said and he was an older guy, at the time I met him, he was at least 60. And he said, when I got offered in the 80s, I got a job offer at an investment firm for $250,000. But I turned it down. And I was like, damn, in the 80s, this is like 2005. I was like, in the 80s, you turn a job down for $250,000. I wasn't even making $250 at our company yet. And I was like, wow. He goes, yeah. He goes, my goals and my dreams. He goes, I just knew that wasn't enough. I'll never forget that. I was like, wow. And he goes, and then he says this. He goes, and I tell people this all the time. You'll never learn more about yourself until you start your own business. You'll never learn more about yourself until you start your own business. This is 15, 16 years ago. He told me this. It's still stuck with me. And it is so spot on accurate, that statement. It's funny. He didn't say parenting, and I'm a parent. He didn't say education. I've been to college. Somebody asked me, how many kids do you have? I said, I have 3. I said, some days I have 100 because you guys are my kids, right? And you know that. I'm not trying to be funny about it. I wish my phone, I don't say that I wish. I mean, my phone doesn't ring just for business calls from my teammates. It does, and that's okay. I'm just like, I have a lot of kids. I have a huge family. More than most people would ever understand. Hundreds of people. Sometimes it's friends, sometimes it's brother, sometimes it's uncle, sometimes it's parent. Sometimes it's, truth teller, disciplinarian, all those things come into play. But, it's just funny he said that, and it's so true. And so you got to use these lessons that obviously first and foremost are about the business, but they really transcend into other areas. Because I do believe how you do one thing is how you do other things. How you do, something is how you do anything. If you can get right in certain areas, you can get right in almost all of them. If you can eliminate, more bad habits and replace them with good habits, great things are going to happen. So January 15th, 2021, I talked about this in my virtual office, and I decided to kind of make it a training. And I had some time to really, deep dive into this topic and how it's related to me. And I talked about routinizing your life. This is not a word, okay? I just made it up, all right? Where I'll go through it. So imagine if you go to bed at the same time every day. Imagine if you wake up at the same time every day. Imagine if you eat the same things every day. You read the same amount of pages every day. You have the same routine. You do most basic stuff the same time, the same way every day. Now, some people might think, oh man, that's extremely boring. I'm a mindless robot. I would never want to do that. And then people like me, I'm going to show you the benefits of actually doing it, and how it has made my life incredible. Okay. And even back in the day when I did it, but I never communicated it like this, I would talk about winning in the morning. I talk about a routine. I talk about, showing up at the office, working for 3 hours, eating lunch, doing this, doing that. And even this, right? And, some of the people, they were with me at the office, when I was, in my mid 20s, and now I'm 40, which, I don't even like to say out loud, but, same kind of stuff. My mom would feed me breakfast. I lived at home till I was 28. I would bring the cinnamon rolls and turkey bacon, and I'd hand them out and I ate the same things every day. Every day, the same thing. Every single day. And I would go around the office because my mom would make like 20, and I'd give them to, Gabe and Thomas would be there at the office, and all the other guys that were at the office with us. I say, hey man, here, eat these. Cause in my household, in growing up, it's a grave sin to waste food. So I never, ever throw away food. I just never will do it. I'll make somebody eat it. I'll stand over top of them till they eat it. Even if it's my food, I just do that. Because you just don't do that. I feel like my dad's voice is in my ear. Kids are going hungry. You're gonna go to hell immediately for wasting food. So I'll do everything else, but I'll just never throw food away. But I'd always do that. I always give my food out, do that stuff, and because I had the same breakfast every day. But let me give you some things. Like, for example, okay, I have the same morning routine, and for a window. I go to bed at the same time every day, and I wake up at the same time every day. Now, I do go to bed late, okay? And I wake up early. All my life but I have luxuries now, right? I can take a nap. I have that ability, one, with my schedule, and two, my freedom. I can take a nap. So I do take a nap. I do think sleep is very, very important, but theoretically, I probably should go to bed a little bit earlier. But I never feel groggy when I wake up, ever, because I wake up at the same time, and for the most part, and I mean like 99% of the time, I go to the bed at the same exact time. My body adapts to a consistent sleep schedule. I know how to sleep. I know what disrupts my sleep. I know what room temperature. I know turn the fan on. And every single morning I start with success, right? Every single morning I pray. Every single morning if I wake up, right? Especially now with just everything going on, I'm extremely grateful for even waking up. And I don't mean that in a dark, gloomy, I mean that with gratitude and thanks. Every single day, first thing I wake up, I go wake up my kids because they get up for school, kiss them, hug them, get them up, get them fed. We eat, for the most part, my kids eat the same things. I eat the same things. I didn't tell them to do that. I have a variety of things to offer them. You guys know me. If you know me, definitely my people in my virtual office know me. I eat the same things every day. People that were at the office, when we had our office, I eat the same exact things every single morning for breakfast. I eat hard-boiled eggs. I eat some, other nasty stuff, right? I don't want to say it because I know you guys will judge me. I drink a ton of water. And it's funny, I have less headache. This is just food. I'm going to talk about this in primary. I have less headaches because I drink the same amount of water every day. If I don't, because I'm running around, my body will tell me because I feel dehydrated. I have less stomach aches because, this is something, as you get older, when you're young, you probably have a steel stomach. When you get older, you got a weak stomach. Okay, it happens. You eat something bad, you're going right to the bathroom. All right. And it sucks. I used to laugh at people like that. Okay. And now I'm that person. That's why you never want to make fun of things, because you'll become that person. Okay. I never feel hungry because I eat almost at the same times every single day, the same things. I never have a meal I don't like. I promise you, I never have a meal I don't like. I tweak the meals where it's enough. And for me personally, because health is very, very important, right? I come from a family of, diabetes, kidney failure, high blood pressure. And I've seen family members, my father, have physical ailments because of, genealogy and disease that was even passed down, and then poor eating habits. And now with modern medicine and technology and reading and all the information, I want to try to live healthy, right? So that's just my goal. I tweaked all the meals. I eat the same things, for the most part, all the time. And I'll talk about the variety in a minute. And my results, especially, and like I said, I'm going to talk about this in Primerica and the Primerica model in a second, how it's affecting me here. But I want to give you some frame of reference, because I think some of this stuff you can use here too, right? I know predictability, it sounds boring, but in a business, it's actually very, very exciting. I don't like being unpredictable, definitely in my business. Definitely with how my body feels. You'll start to notice trends really quickly, right? Like in the example of food, what you like, what you don't like, what you can eat, how much you can eat, how the food will actually make you feel. You don't need willpower, right? We talk about that. You have a willpower tank. And anytime you have to exercise willpower, you lose some of the gas in the willpower tank. You only have so much. It doesn't matter if you're the strongest person in the world with discipline. You only have so much. And when you are exhausted of your willpower tank, you'll make bad decisions. So for example, right? I'm not saying I eat my favorite meals every day. Like, I like cereal. I love cereal in the morning. I do. I love cereal, but I like the worst types of cereal. Like, I like, and you guys will know what I'm talking about, like Honey Nut Cheerios with extra sugar on it. That's what I like. I like Rice Krispies with a whole bowl of sugar. I like Frosted Flakes. I like Lucky Charms. I like cereal with marshmallows in it. That's real shiny. That's me. Okay? If it's colorless cereal, it doesn't taste good. I don't like it. So, I went on a kick where I would eat cereal in the morning. And then I realized, man, I'm at this, and I look at it and like, man, Honey Nut Cheerios got a lot of sugar. It's really bad. Lucky Charms got a lot of sugar. Cocoa Puffs, I mean, the milk turns brown and I love it. It's chocolate milk. It's a lot of sugar. And so then I'd have to decide, okay, should I do Honey Nut Cheerios or eat something healthy? And the decision is there. And so I don't know about you, right? If I make a bad decision, it kind of lives with me. I feel a little guilty, just a little bit, not off. I can shake it off. I have the cornerback mentality, but for a little bit, 20, 30 minutes, like, man, why did I do that? And then one bad decision leads to another bad decision. Well, you're already in, you're already betting it, bet it all on the house. You're already down with the bookie, bet more, bet more, bet more. That's the mentality I have. But see, when I know that I'm going to eat what I'm going to eat, and it's already there, I'm going to eat this because this is what I do every day. It's not even that I exercise willpower. The decision is gone completely. I don't even have it. I don't even have it. I don't have to make the decision. It's already there. I already know what I'm going to do. And I go and I create this routine and I put my eggs in the microwave. I get all the stuff that I eat with my eggs, get my water ready, and I'm on my day. And success has already started. Subconsciously, I already made a good decision. I made a good decision for my routine. I made a good decision for my body. I made a good decision for my mind and my willpower. Immediately. Right? When you do the same things every day, it becomes really easy to notice where the inconsistencies are and the time wasters are. I mean it. And I'm using food a lot because a lot of the people, especially on my virtual office, know, right? They know, they can see me, right? I'll make a call, sneak an egg in there, right? They see how I eat. They see these things because we work together basically on an office. It's virtually every single day. That's what we do. We get to know each other. It's the same 15 of us, every morning, kind of waking up and, just doing what we do. And we always talk for a little bit and we chat and this and that and we work and then we go on with our day. Before, like, I would waste 10, 15, 20 minutes literally thinking about what we have. Then I go upstairs, I'll just yell at what do we have for breakfast? We never have anything that I want. I mean, I'm being for real. Just angry because it took me 20, 30 minutes and I start my day late, then this and that, and it just steamrolls. And I choose the wrong thing to eat because I always make a bad decision when I'm emotional. Like I said, I'm using food, shopping. I know exactly. I don't waste time at the store. I know what my kids like to eat. I know what I like to eat. My wife kind of takes care of herself. I take care of the kids in the morning breakfasts. I know where to get it. I know when we're running low. I know when the items are on sale. Like I said, I don't throw away my food. I finish everything. And a lot of times you buy everything, you don't even eat it. You throw it out. I know the best prices and I save time, or in essence, I've actually created more time. Variety is important. I know there's variety guy on here, right? Variety dude on here trying to make fun of me, which, I would too if I was 25. Like, what this dude is tripping. Variety is important. and I don't want to discredit it, right? And I'm going to give you some stories in a second. But when it comes to achieving your goals, it's very overrated. Very, very, very overrated. You can make more progress and faster progress if you follow a consistent routine. Okay. I couldn't live like that. That's like being a mindless robot. You're depressed, this, that, it's mundane. You're doing the same. So I like variety too. Okay. I do. And I'll talk about that in a minute. Or I'll talk about that right now. So like I eat the same exact breakfast every single day. I never change it. Okay. And then I have a meal service where I eat, like I order healthy meals. It's nothing crazy. They deliver, it's like $10 a meal and I get like 7 or 8 of them a week. And that's what I do for lunch. And usually I have 2 if I have a snack. Dinner though, that's my variety. Okay. Dinner is different every day. And obviously with kind of being whatever quarantine and restaurants being shut down, and I have kids, so we don't, I have kids at home. We don't go to the restaurants because if you take kids to a restaurant, 3 kids, obviously, there's a pandemic and quarantine, but even before the quarantine, you're at risk of being arrested because you might get violent in public. Okay. So I don't do that. I don't take my kids in public places. Okay. Only birthdays. That's it. Okay. We don't go out in public because I don't want anybody to visibly see me and how I parent. Okay. Because, Karen could call the police, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm joking. Okay. Don't be offended. All right. It's a Friday morning and we're up early. All right. So you know what I'm saying? All right. I don't take kids in public. All right. It's not a good situation. So we do Ubereats, and I love Ubereats. Okay. I think Ubereats is the greatest invention app in the world. You just do it, when the food is coming, you order it. Now, Ubereats is funny, right? I mean, you got that, the food is $11 and it comes out to $41, which is stupid. Okay. But you know what the funny thing is? And I just did this after I thought about this training, and I did this, and I did it just to do it. I Uber Eats almost every single day for dinner. That is like the exciting part of my day, the variety part. Me and my wife, okay, what do you want to eat today? Number 1, we waste 20 to 30 minutes scrolling, thinking. And then I just checked my order history. It's the same 10 meals I get. Isn't that hilarious? I consciously go in for variety. I'm so excited about Uber Eats and all the new restaurants they added to it. And I also use DoorDash and all the other apps that do it. And I order the same 10 meals. It's like, man, why are you reading the menu? You know what you're going to order? You get the same thing every while. Well, yeah, let me read. What do you reckon? You're going to get what you get. You know it. Subconsciously, because you don't want to get an upset stomach. You know the level of spice. You know the level of salt. You know the portion. You know how it tastes from the restaurant. And you go with, you're a creature of habit. I have variety. I told you. So I might change it up for dinner, but it's still the same stuff. It's still the exact same stuff. There are exceptions, okay, to your routine in general, right? I use 2 major ones for me, and that's sleep and food and my morning routine. Those are kind of like my 2 and 3 major things that I do that are always the same stuff outside of the business. Then the business, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Things happen. I understand that. You have to be flexible, right? Like my son the other day, he was at my mom's house for dinner, and he came home. And we put him down to bed. We put him a little late down to bed because he was at my mom's house, and he came home a little late. So we went to bed about half an hour later than he normally does, and he could not sleep. He was up, walking around, changing his clothes, coming in the room. Dad, I can't. So I was actually on the phone with my brother-in-law. We were talking like almost till 11 o'clock, and he kept coming in. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I can't sleep. And I was just like, what is going on? Because my son always sleeps at the same time. He's very good sleeper. He's not a restless sleeper. And then my wife, because she knows the kids, she's like, maybe your mom, which is true, gave him Coke, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. And so he comes in the room and he's like, Dad, I'm like, what? He's like, I had Pepsi at Dottie's, which is, grandmother. And I was like, damn it. And this kid couldn't go to bed at 12 till 12. I felt bad for him. He goes, and he said this. I was like, oh man, he had his first, lesson on caffeine as a drug, right? He said, man, Dad, when is this, I was like, it's the caffeine. He goes, when is the caffeine going to leave my body? My son's 10. And he said that. I started laughing. I was like, oh my God. And, he woke up the next morning. He thought he was going to be in so much trouble because caffeine. He brushed his teeth on time, did all these things. He said, Daddy, I'm not drinking caffeine again until I'm 13 years old. I was like, this guy, man. I was like, okay, don't overreact. All right. That's an exception. That happens one time. I have to be flexible. I can't get angry. Like I said, things happen, right? Ambulance comes in across the street, wakes you up from your routine. Kids get a tummy ache, something. I understand that. But your whole life cannot be an exception. See, some people's whole entire life are exceptions. Everything is an exception. Everything is a 911 emergency. That's a problem. There's no consistency. There's no sustainability in your life. But I'm not a mindless robot. You're only routinizing, like I said, it's not even a word. You're only creating a routine for the boring stuff, man. Right? And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be judgmental here. I'm going to make a comment because I want you to think about this. But in no way do there's a hint of truth here. But, look, in my previous life, my job was boring. My income was boring. My paycheck was boring. I have a lot of decisions to make every day. Top up, top down. Should I keep the pool at 88 or should I keep it at 86? Right? I got a lot of fun stuff to do. What am I going to buy my wife today? Gucci, or is it going to be Louis? Am I going to take my mom to the Bahamas, or my mom and my mother-in-law? Like, what are we doing? Are we going to stay 4 nights or 5 nights? Those are the kind of decisions that are in the end more exciting for me. And that's what I want for you. Always remember this, okay? The reason why you're doing this is the total freaking dream. The total dream. Now you create that dream for you. This is more than making money. This is being the best you can be. This is impacting people, influencing people. You know how many calls I got this week? How many texts I got this week? People thanking me. And I'm not talking about thanking me as a client. Thanking me for educating me on this policy so I had it because my husband passed away. Thanking me for my leadership. Thanking me for my determination, my courage, all these things. Thank you for being there. Thank you for your friendship. Because for me, that was the total dream. Money's awesome, and I love money. But this business is a lot more than that. It's accomplishment, it's dedication, it's sacrifice, it's community. It's creating something. It's pouring your life into something and seeing triumph. It's silencing the naysayers and the doubters and all those things. And for all of that, it's parenting. It's all of it. Fatherhood, being a husband, a son, all those things, because you learn all this stuff through this. Just like my mentor told me, you'll never learn more about yourself until you build your own business. And I'm not talking about making money. Making money is important. You can be self-employed and make money. Even here, I'm talking about this, the team, leadership, influence, impact, relationships, communication with people, being a great example, making mistakes and owning up to them, but getting better. making people feel special, mentally